everybody, it's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thank you for joining me today. I'm here with the terrific Taurus September horoscope. And what a spiritual and creative month we've got coming up. There is a lot happening. We do have Venus, your ruler, going into Virgo and Libra this month. And however, we also have Mercury turning retrograde on the 9th until the 3rd of October. And that's also in Virgo and Libra. Uranus turns retrograde on the 24th to the 22nd of January 2023. Now, you probably won't feel this. It's one of the transpersonal planets that's in the background. So unless you're very sensitive, or maybe, you know, if you have any sort of psychic ability, you might sense a change. It is in your sign, so it's something to do with your identity, perhaps how you present yourself to the world, and maybe your belief systems as well. There could be a bit of a shake-up or some sort of change around your belief systems. But, you know, it happens very gradually, and it's not unusual for these planets to spend a lot of time in retrograde throughout the year. It's quite normal. Okay, just to briefly explain, I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. And if you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Thank you very much. Let's go to the board. Here's your horoscope. We'll come to in a moment. Look at all these pretty patterns here. But firstly, the cards. So 2 cards. First card can be the first half of the month if you like. I'm going to go with this one on top. Closing my eyes now. What do I see? Yeah, I'm getting 2 vibes, 2 totally different vibes here. One is about nurturance and looking after yourself, and the other is that sometimes in order to look after yourself, you have to spend time alone and really, you know, go on and do your own thing and not get distracted. You know, spend time looking at your dreams and, you know, meditating and things like that. Yes, well, the card that comes up here is the Hermit. So it is about spending time on your own, taking time out. You can be a light to the world. And this young fellow here, this wolf dog, indicates learning, teaching, you know, showing the world your experience and what you know, basically teaching others. And you'll notice here they're on a mountaintop, so there's some sort of challenge involved in that. We do have Pluto and your MC here in the 9th house, which is about expanding your horizons out into the world, and that is Pluto is part of this finger of God, or Yod is another name for it, but I'll come to that in a moment. But anyway, that's certainly the first half of the month. Now the second half, closing my eyes, what do I see? Oh, right. Okay, I've got about 10 pair of scissors, and they're sort of into the ground like this, so the sharp end into the ground. So that sort of indicates that perhaps it's time for cutting things off and grounding those letting go of type experiences. You ground them into practical reality. So yeah, I feel like it's a time when you're probably going to, you know, release anything that's not for your highest good, and that could include people, okay, could include jobs. But there's the fact there's so many 8 to 10 pair of scissors means that, yeah, you're really going to town chopping things back. And maybe you want to do some pruning, you know, go outside into your garden and do some pruning as well. Let's see what card comes up. It's the 7 of Cups. And here we have all of the cups here. So there's 7 different cups, different areas of your life where you might put your hand up and say no, you're being more assertive, and enough is enough. So yeah, I do see you letting go of some things in different areas of your life, and it's about time. It's like you've persevered too long with different situations, and it's holding you back in some way, okay, and you've had enough, and that's actually a good thing. All right, so we've got a minor arcana and a major arcana here. All right, let's have a look at your horoscope now. I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. so that you can see properly. And we'll put these cards here to remind us, because they do often come up in the horoscope as well. It's amazing how well they work together. All right. Okay, so on the 1st of September, I've set this for the 1st of September, for a few hours only, because we've got the moon here, which is the corner of this grand cross, and it moves very fast. It actually only spends 2.5 to 3.5 days in each sign. And so this is for some hours, but, you know, not for a long time. Whereas this major grand cross, which is going to imply quite a tense period of time, and it's probably not a good idea on the 1st of the month to do anything involving significant partners, so husband, wife, even your business partners or your close friends. Committed relationships could be very tense. So it would be a great time to plan to have time out on your own, okay? Whether that just be going for a walk in nature if you can't afford to actually, you know, go away for the weekend or whatever. But just getting out and being by yourself and not allowing the distractions to get in your way, okay? And then when the moon moves, then we're going to be left with a T-square, okay, which is still stressful, but maybe not as stressful as this grand cross. We also have a thing called this finger of God here, which I mentioned before. Pluto, Venus and Neptune, a very spiritual, creative energy which is going to flash into your life. And Venus is here in the as what they call a focal point, and it's here in your home and family. So there's some sort of tension involved with this too, but there's a very significant positive and creative outcome. Maybe you've had a problem at home that you just couldn't solve, and this energy is going to really help you solve something. It's got 2 quincunxes here in blue and a sextile. So the quincunxes do bring tension, but the sextile brings an easy flowing sort of energy that helps it along towards some sort of resolution, okay? So that's good news. Alrighty, now to get to the actual aspects, we have on the 1st to the 5th of September, Mercury trines Mars, and this is about asserting your desires, putting your hand up and saying no. Okay, maybe you want to communicate to other people what you really want, and you're likely to be quite sharp, clear, decisive and articulate now. Okay, so you could also be ready for challenging intellectual work and tackling difficult problems. The 3rd of September to the 28th of September, your rule of Venus moves into your 5th house of creativity here. And it's also romance, it's leisure and pleasure, it's living closer to the world of the child. So you may have more to do with children, or you become more childlike yourself, which is not a bad thing because you can have more fun doing that instead of having all of the responsibilities of adulthood weighing down on your shoulders. But with Venus, it's very smooth, it's very polite, it's beautiful, it's meeting beautiful people, okay? And you could be feeling quite romantic as well. You want to express your open feelings, and any sort of creative self-expression is likely to go well. Now you might really enjoy socialising with people, going to artistic events or musicals or cultural events as well. The 4th of September to the 8th of September sees Mars squaring the Sun. Watch this, because Mars sort of pushes you into living in the future, so your mind's not on the present. And that's when incidents and accidents can happen. Do be careful with knives, okay? Mars loves to play around with sharp things, okay? Do watch for irritability and impatience, so take a deep breath. It's not the best time to cooperate with other people now. It's better to work alone if you can. Remember this card here. And just watch impulsiveness as well. Sorry. 9th of September, the full moon in Pisces. Here in your 11th house of friends, groups and connections, you may feel like you really want to have more community or more connections in your life. Networking becomes more important. You want to have emotional contact with kindred spirits, friends and supportive people. It's a great time to deepen the closeness between yourself and others. And again, cultural events and group efforts can work out pretty well. So you could be socialising a bit the first half of the month at least. The 9th, the full moon in Pisces. Oh, I just talked about that, sorry. 13th to the 16th, Mercury trines Mars, but by the 13th, it's retrograde. Okay, so be very cautious how you assert your needs and your communications with others, because they might be misinterpreted now. And watch that Mars energies, because it gives you a lot of force in your voice, and sometimes you might not intend for your tone to be so forceful, but perhaps you don't notice it yourself, and then it can sort of cause misunderstandings. Okay. Again, it's a great time to attack challenging intellectual tasks and to fix problems, okay? But yeah, do be careful with your communications, and also irritability and impatience. 31st of August right through to the 13th of October, Saturn squares the moon. And this could bring your home life or your personal security into some sort of to your attention in some sort of sharp way, or sort of something gives you a bit of a wake-up call around the home. I just had this happen myself. And if you could have some sort of problem with the roof, like leaks. You could have things that require urgent attention at home. It's almost like any weak links in your life can be exposed now, and then you have to decide whether you're going to fix it or you're just going to get rid of it altogether. And they've served their purpose, so you're going to cut them off. Remember that vision I had with all the scissors? You're just going to cut them off and move on. So you could change a few things at home. It's not a great time for renovating just to beautify, but if you're fixing and repairing, it is a good time for that. It is a good time to start new habits and to get rid of things such as addictions or anything that doesn't serve your highest good. The 15th of September to the 18th of September, the Sun is opposite Neptune. Watch this, because it could affect your health in some way. Neptune is associated with viruses, so wear a mask. I know people hate wearing masks, and it's not a fashion feature, but yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry in my opinion. If you're going into crowded areas, I just wouldn't even go. But yeah, you do what you want, of course. Also watch for confusion, vagueness or misrepresentation. Somebody could be telling you a few porkies, especially in relationships. If you meet somebody new, just beware of making a commitment too soon, because you'll see things more clearly and realistically later. 16th to the 21st of September, Mars sextiles Chiron. This is wonderful because it gives you more energy, you feel more vital, more healthier, you feel more inspired, perhaps more motivated. You can think up brilliant, innovative solutions to problems. You can pioneer new approaches. It's like these brilliant flashes of insight that you're getting across your mind. And it can become easier to work around challenges that, you might have had. You might see solutions to things that you haven't previously. You can be very effective in presenting your ideas and theories to other people. And you might become more interested in inner healing. If you are presenting anything to other people with Mercury retrograde right there in the middle of Mercury retrograde, be very clear about what you're trying to describe or get across. The 21st of September to the 23rd of October, the Sun moves into your 6th house here. This could be a time when you're doing your best work and you're taking pride in your work. It's a good time to examine how you use your own time and efficiency, because you could become some sort of efficiency expert. You see, new ways of doing things that are better. Health matters or your well-being could be on your mind as well. You might start a self-improvement program, maybe, an exercise regime or a new diet regime or a fitness regime. 23rd of September to the 10th of October, we have Mercury retrograde in your 5th house here. So it was in the 6th, it's going back into the 5th because it's retrograde, bringing entertainments and amusements that are mentally challenging, such as chess or crossword puzzles. And reading and thinking might be really on your mind much more. As I said before, watch for your communications, that they're very clear, because people sometimes get things wrong. If it's important, you might even want to put it in writing and send an email. But you could feel quite inspired with new creative projects. 25th of September, the new moon is in your 6th house here in Libra, and you may tend to put your feelings on hold while you attend to practical necessities now. And your work, there could be some sort of responsibility that comes up that you have to handle, and concern over your health, diet, and nutrition. But it's like it's a new beginning. It's actually quite a positive thing. 25th of September to the 28th, Mercury retrograde trines Pluto. There's great depth to your conversations, but do be careful that you don't accidentally reveal secrets. It's almost like people could tell you quite intimate and personal details, and of course you wouldn't want to repeat those. Do be careful what comes out of your mouth. It's also a time when something that has been lost might come back to you. You find things that you'd forgotten about. 27th of September to the 22nd of October, your ruler Venus moves into your 6th house here as well. So this helps facilitate the wheels at work, basically. Things run more smoothly. You could be more receptive than usual. There's a spirit of cooperation. You could be a peacemaker or even a matchmaker at work. You might meet a beautiful person through work as well. The only sort of downside, which is not really a downside, is that you probably don't feel like working very hard and you want to go on a weekend away or, some sort of small break. That would be good. 28th of September to the 5th of October, Mercury retrograde opposition Neptune. This is not a good time to sign a contract for sure. Your thinking might be a little bit vague or confused, or you misunderstand something in the contract. It's better if you can put off signing if possible. Watch that you're thinking logically when you need to be thinking logically, especially around money, because it's like you could be swayed or a little bit gullible. If somebody tells you a nice sweet story, you might believe them when maybe it's not the best time to believe them. 29th of September to the 5th of October, Mars trines Saturn. This gives you great concentration, and you can be very serious about work, regardless of what the work is, even if it's not paid work. You can really accomplish some good things now. You can avoid distractions, and you can tackle difficult, disagreeable work that normally, you wouldn't want to do, but you can solve solutions and get stuff done. Self-control and self-discipline are likely to be required, but you'll have that more so than usual. 12th of September to the 1st of December, Saturn squares Uranus. Just watch this, because you could find a few frustrations, or you don't feel as motivated as what you normally do. You could feel limited or blocked in some way. Okay, so yes, it's for a couple of months. So yeah, just know that the time will pass. Take a deep breath and be patient. It's definitely not the time to break the law, and whether that be for things like speeding or even more important things. Okay, So Saturn squaring Uranus, it's like you don't get the positive out of either of them with a square. It is a bit of a challenge, to be quite honest with you. So you need to be patient. You need to have willpower and determination. But anything that you get right now, you're likely to have forever or for a very long time, because you're building a solid base, okay? It's not a base set on shifting sands. It's a base set on rocks, so solid foundations for your future. The tension, you might feel some tension or stress now. So massage, stretching or exercises would help, and make sure you maintain good health habits now. Alrighty, so terrific Taurus, that's it. I do hope you find this useful. Thanks for watching today. Leave me a comment or a share, that'd be fabulous. And if you are new, subscribe, be alive, and hit that notification bell right now. Have a wonderful month, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.